Good morning. So today we are going to the King's Palace in Bulgaria, the only residence of the king. We're going through a beautiful park, and then we're going to scan the palace, of course, with the geometries for you. Let's get started. Okay, so now we have generated the flight path. It looks beautiful. Estimated storage 7,300 photos. Duration 1 hour and 10 minutes. Let's get started. Here we have the drone doing its job, scanning the royal King's Palace. And this is probably the most impressive site we've ever captured. This is the King's Palace in Sofia. It's called Vrana. And now the drone is flying around, and I have a little time to explain history and why it needs a 3D model. Let's get started. Let me explain basically how the palace appeared. Well, before 1899, and before the liberation of Bulgaria in 1878, this piece of land was an old Turkish homestead called Çardaklia. And when Prince Ferdinand I came to Bulgaria, he bought this Turkish old homestead and decided to make a palace and live here. So the first major building on this land here of the old Turkish homestead was a two-story hunting lodge built for the king in 1904. Here you can see the drone. And 10 years after that, a Bulgarian architect constructed and planned this main building around 1909 to 1914. The style, you can see how beautiful the style is. It's a mix of Neo-Byzantine, Bulgarian revival, and also French classicist architecture. So it's a very unique palace. So you may wonder how the palace got its name, Vrana. In Bulgarian this means crow, and the reason for this name is that Ferdinand I decided to name his palace after the first bird which lands on the roof. So that was a crow, and now the palace is called Vrana. Excellent. So why are we doing a 3D model of Vrana Palace? Well, obviously for cultural preservation. The palace may be restored in some years. You can see this facade is quite old, and it may be restored very, very soon. And basically a 3D model freezes palace the way it is currently, and this will be as a digital monument of the palace. Tourists and people interested in history would be able to see what the view was like in 2025. A second benefit of scanning Vrana Palace with a drone and creating a 3D model is simply for architectural research, because researchers can access the 3D model very, very easily because of the unique architecture, a mix of Neo-Byzantine, Bulgarian revival, and French classicist architecture. Scientists can study proportions and ornaments in the 3D model without actually having to fly to Sofia or travel, which takes a lot of time and money. A 3D model of the palace is also very, very useful for tourism, because currently limited groups of people can arrive and access the palace. With a 3D model, people from all around the world can actually walk around the palace in the 3D model, and this increases, of course, attention and draws potential tourists to come to Sofia, and they know exactly what to expect and what to see before arriving there in person. Here we can see the drone on the mission capturing thousands of photos. I've set the overlap to 80% because I want the model to be very, very accurate and precise. So that's why it takes a little longer, but why not stay a little more at this fantastic place?